Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to go over why learning car repair is going to be a great asset in your life. All right, so let's get started. Number one is going to be save money on repairs and make money doing repairs. So if you're unfamiliar with repairs, if you're unfamiliar with doing your own repairs, this is probably the prices you're going to pay when going to a garage or dealership. So oil change, $60 plus. Air filter, $50 plus. Cabin filter, $40. Spark plugs, $400 plus. Four-wheel brakes, $700 plus. And that's only examples. They're going to vary between car make and model. And obviously the garage and dealership you go out. And the quality of the parts that you're using. And if you are driving a German car, then you could double all those numbers. And that's how much it's going to cost to maintain those. So as you can see, simple repairs just like air filters, oil change, and cabin filters, they're already going to cost you a few $100 just to pay someone to do it if you don't know how to. And now for the more complicated jobs like spark plugs and brakes, you're going to be looking at a few $100, like 400 plus, parts and labor, and four-wheel brakes at 700. Brakes could actually go all the way up to $1,400 for, depending on the SUV that you drive, but especially if you drive an SUV. You're going to be paying that much, over $1,000 easily for parts and labor if you go at a dealership. That's what we were charging customers at the dealership I worked at for brakes. So, I mean, even compact cars like just a regular sedan, they were already pushing $800, and that's Canadian dollars. So if you learn to do it yourself, you're going to be saving a lot of these costs, and those are just the basic repairs that your car will eventually need. Oil change probably twice a week, air filter every 50,000, cabin filter every maybe 30,000, spark plugs 100,000. At 50,000, you probably need to change them if you have a turbo car, and then four-wheel brakes maybe 2-3 years, every 2-3 years, yeah. So you're going to be saving that money if you end up learning on how to do all these things. And you could also take it a step further and make money doing these repairs. So either you charge your friends, your family, well, yeah, you could charge your friends or family, or just customers you wish to take on. And the big money maker here is going to be four-wheel brakes. Everyone needs brakes, and a lot of people need them often. I usually charge $300 for four-wheel brakes, and that's only labor. They could get their own parts. I usually don't make money on the parts. I have some friends that charge the customer an upsell on the parts and the labor, so they're probably pocketing $500, $600, $700, it depends. But $300 is pretty fair, honestly, compared to dealerships and garages. So, I mean, you could comment on that if you want, but for me, $300 is pretty reasonable. It takes about 2-3 hours, especially if you do it at home on a floor jack. So $300 is pretty good. So if you wish to learn car repair, that's basically the start of it. All these services that I listed here, you could take it further and charge clients to work on their cooling system, suspension system. Suspension systems is also a big money maker. Struts, ball joints, tie rod, inner tie rod, outer tie rods, tables, bushings, you name it. A lot of cars need that. Yeah, minimum repair is probably going to be $200-$300, in your pocket. So that's why it pays well if you learn, if you're comfortable learning, and if you're comfortable doing the job. Obviously, you don't want to be scared doing suspension work. Suspension work could be intimidating sometimes, just because things could go left really quick. But as a beginner, if you're going to start learning car repair, I suggest to start with these services and then slowly work your way up, especially with suspension systems, because it's going to be you're going to need to work up your experience and the tools investment to work on, to mostly do all the suspension work is going to be a pretty big investment. Ball joint kit, wheel bearing kit, tie rod kit, inner tie rod kit to take those off, torch. It's going to add up pretty quick, but the reward for working on suspension systems is pretty good. You're going to be probably making as much as four-wheel brakes or even more, depending on the jobs, obviously. So yeah, that's going to be it for the first point. So to save money and make money on repairs. If you haven't thought of those ideas already, that's kind of the gist of it. And you can take it even further. There's no stopping at just suspension work. Take it even further if you want to start your own shop. Get those tire machines, start working on wheels and tires. That's always going to be a money maker. But that's way in the future. We're just talking about beginners here. All right, next up is sense of accomplishments. So satisfaction of accomplishments. So you get that dopamine hit when you complete a job successfully on your car. It feels good. You haven't cursed that much, and things went pretty well. If you just do a simple job, and then when the bigger jobs come in, you're gonna feel even more confident. And this is mostly for the guys. Feel like a man. As a man, you want to be good with your hands and kind of be handy. Pause. So learning car repair is a pretty good asset to have, to share with your family, friends, loved ones, and all that. So yeah, it's going to be a really good asset. And who doesn't like working with tools and hammering stuff and fixing stuff and fixing it well. Next is becoming everyone's best friend. So there's this meme on the internet that says if you want to make friends quick, so become a mechanic or have a pickup truck. And that's kind of true. They're not going to stop harassing you on fixing my car, or because everyone has car troubles. Like everyone has something in their car like that's bothering them that they need answers. But as a beginner, my advice to you is going to be shut them down pretty quick, just because I used to do that back in the day. I couldn't say no to people, but I was just a beginner, and like, oh, I'll take a look at it, and I had no experience. So if you have no experience and you don't feel comfortable working on the system or the problem they're telling you, so just say no. You're just wasting your time and their time. Obviously, if you want to give it a shot to gain some experience, then go for it. But most of the time, you just want to start off with the initial services that I showed you in the previous slide, and work your way up from there. And after that, you could tackle, simple jobs, with your friend's car, your family's car, and then just slowly build up that confidence, slowly build up that experience. And eventually you'll become the go-to guy for repairs, but obviously don't let anyone take advantage of you. That's going to happen often, and it's going to happen quick to have people, oh, just check this for me, or just do that. And obviously you have to charge them a price. When you feel comfortable, charge them a decent price. And then one day when your confidence is, to the sky, you'll be comfortable charging a good amount where you could pocket, a decent amount of money, and they're happy also with the job. And they'll also be happy because they know, they took it to someone they trust and they haven't been overcharged for the job. All right, next up, no more fearing garages or dealerships. So having the basic knowledge of what's being done to your car. Even if you're not going to be working on your car, just learning this stuff, the terms, when stuff needs to be replaced, why they need to be replaced, and so on. Just so having that basic knowledge is always good for everyone. You don't want anyone taking advantage of you at the dealership or garage, because it's going to happen. No matter the reputation of the garage or dealership, they're gonna, toss you some word salad, and then you're just gonna have to take it because you don't know any better. And with the knowledge, with the information they give you about your car when you take it there, you're gonna make the decision of accepting or refusing work that they're trying to sell you. So you'll be like, spark plugs. They give you the estimate. Don't be shy to refuse and just say, it's fine, I'll wait to do that, and then you can do it at home, learn how to do it. Because a lot of garages and dealership, they kind of pressure you into doing it on the spot, like, oh, you need to get this done, because, it's unsafe, and, the advisors are going to give you all kinds of excuses. Not excuses, but mostly a story as to why you have to do it today. It's a sale for them, I get it. I'm not against that. But as long as you have the basic knowledge of the parts and what's being done, it's always a good power to have to accept or refuse the service they're trying to sell you. And after that, you can only go for garages for bigger jobs like tires, AC, diags, complicated diags, alignments, and all that. Most of these you won't be able to do at home. Tires, if they're already mounted, you could for sure do that at home. But not everyone has a tire machine at home. AC, not everyone has AC machines. And complicated diags, you need scanners, scopes, and all that. Alignment machine, I doubt anyone has an alignment machine at home. Even me, I take my car to the dealership sometimes, to the garage, mostly just for tires, install and balance, because I don't have the machines, and that's perfectly fine to just go for stuff that you can't do. You obviously can't do everything, but all right, next up. So dealerships and garages now are financing repairs, and when I first saw that sign, that was crazy, actually. So repairs are getting so expensive that customers have the option to finance a repair. Like repairs right now, they could easily hit $500 easily. Like just simple spark plugs, boom, 500. Parts and labor, and yeah. So that's why that's why now they're financing repairs. So especially brakes, it's getting crazy. So 1,000 plus. And if some people can't afford it, then they're gonna for sure finance it. I don't know if they're charging interest on this, That would be actually crazy. I forgot if they charge interest. I'm not sure, and I'm not sure how. If it's anyway, I'm not really familiar with the financing aspect, but I know they have the signs on the advisor's desk saying we could you could finance the repair if you can't afford it. So repair costs will only go up from here. So technician pay, inflation, cost of running a garage. Obviously, I was in the shoes of the tech when working at the dealership, and obviously we always negotiate for a higher pay, and we always want a higher pay. And inflation going up, and then cost of running a garage. So, the parts are always gonna slowly go up in price. The services, the maintenance for the machines, all the tools that the shop has, and so on. So all these are just gonna slowly go up, and yeah, car repair is just gonna slowly start to get more and more expensive. So right now in Canada, they're paying apprentices $25 an hour probably. But just to give you an idea that tech pay is not going to stop. So and then especially for complicated diags, they give that to the journeyman. He's making probably 35, 40, 45 an hour. And that's just the regular dealerships like Hyundai, Kia, like Ford, like the basic guys. Like if you go German dealerships, yeah, their pay is like probably 20-30% higher. So German cars, it's a lot more expensive. So like I said with the first slide, like add another 20-30% to work on German cars, just because and we could all remember repairs that could really devastate a family financially. So yeah, just remember a time where your mom or dad had trouble with a car, and then they dread going to the mechanic, just to like, because they're scared of the news or they're scared of the bill for sure. And then just we all know just like going there is going to cost us 200-300 at minimum, easily to hit 500, and sometimes you can't afford to pay the repair bills, and you either have to park the car or figure something out. But it's a big financial stress. Car repairs, especially if you're not doing it on your own, it's a big financial stress, especially for families that are struggling to pay for that. And then last point here is going to be shop rates are increasing. So when I worked at my dealership, it was $149.99 for, well, that's the hourly rate. So if they work on your car 1 hour, that's $149.99 plus tax. So here the taxes are 15%. So they're pushing $160. That's just saying hello to your car. And then they go up from there. $149 is probably the lowest dealerships, and then smaller garage are probably going to be, depending on the garage, $89.99 an hour, and then they go up from there. But they could easily hit 100, 115 an hour, smaller garage. And then when you go into dealership territory, you're going to be looking at $149.99 and so on. I think there's a Mercedes dealership near my house that is charging $249.99 hourly rate. I'm not sure. I heard rumors about it, but I didn't never confirm it. But no, I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said before, if you have a German car, just add on 20-30% tax. That's the tax for owning a German car. Let's go on to the next. So you are more reliant on your car than your phone. I mean, that's just a statement I just pulled out of my ass, but you could go a few days without your phone, but try going a few days without your car. Some of us will be tweaking. I remember I went a few days without my car, and I'm like, oh hell no, I'm not taking the bus. No car is harder because we're so reliant on the car, and we forgot how reliant we are on the car. So we use it for work, groceries, transportation. If you have to drive your kids somewhere there and back, school, all kinds of stuff. So it's really important. It's a really important part in our life. Just our car, like, as cheesy as it sounds, it's a piece of metal, but we value it a lot. And it's also the probably the second biggest liability in your life. But if you own a home, obviously that would be the first biggest liability. Homes, taxes, city tax, school tax, all kinds, lawn maintenance, renovations. Your home is going to eat up a lot of money throughout the years you live in it. So the same thing with your car. Throughout the years that you're going to own it, it's going to be a big liability. So maintenance, insurance, gas, payments, and so on. But we are willing to tolerate that just because. All right, next up, we got respect the luxury that cars offer in the modern age. A lot of us forgot the luxury that a car provides in terms of just transportation. Just so we take cars for granted. Lack of maintenance, cleanliness. Like I've seen a lot of customers bring their car in, like just a basic oil change, they can't do it. Like just do your oil change at 6,000 kilometers. Like they can't follow that. Like they really don't care. As long as their car starts the next day, they don't give it. They don't care at all. Especially some of these cars that come in, oh man, they're dirty inside. Like you can't pass a vacuum. Like, are you good? But yeah, just simple stuff like that. You know, it shows that you care or don't care about your car. You know, let's all take a moment to appreciate the engineering marvel that cars are today. So efficiency, horsepower, man, they came a long way. You know, I work on them almost every day, and yeah, it's just a piece of plastic and a piece of metal and, you know, fuel injectors, spark plugs, ignition coils. Like I don't really fully understand how they work, but you know, I could diagnose, obviously I could diagnose and change parts and stuff, but like all the way down to the science of each part, yeah, you could go on for days. It's crazy. So just go back 200 years and they were riding horses and donkeys, and yeah, I don't think we want to do that anymore. So I call those also living room on wheels. So from the infotainment system to heated seats, cooling seats, heated steering wheel. I remember Cadillac had the heated and cooling cup holders. Like it's getting crazy. Ford had those massage seats. I mean, what's next? I'll leave it up to your imagination. Here's a quote I got from Google. So I don't know who said that. You will never realize the value of something until it's gone. Hence why you should always appreciate the little things in life. And yeah, by little, I mean the cars that you drive every day and take for granted. Yeah, after this video is done, go do your oil change and go pass the vacuum in your car just to show it some appreciation. Next up, so learn the basics and then work your way up. So this is a lifetime skill that could be transferred. I don't remember. Why did I learn? Okay. I was like, why did I write that? So it's a lifetime skill that could be transferred to other stuff. So housework, renovation, fixing appliances, fixing lawnmowers and stuff. So the skill you're gonna get from learning car repair, yeah, you could take it anywhere. Like home renovation, probably gonna be a piece of cake, especially for mechanics. Well, I mean, just because, you know, we're so used to hard problems, complicated problems, and you know, we're used to problem solving that, you know, painting and putting down floors is, you know, kind of a piece of cake, but compared to what we did, for sure. You know, your problem solving skills will skyrocket after, you know, you work on cars, because you're gonna have to be good at listening to noises and listening to customer complaints and figuring out why this happened and stuff like that. So don't waste time with schools. Even I went to a private school to learn car repair, I mean mechanics, and I mean even school was a big waste of time. And that was a shortened school. It was 5 months, but still there was so much bullshit. So learn online, cut all the bullshit, gain experience ASAP, and then start building that muscle memory and start working with your hands as soon as you can, just to get a feel of like to you know, turn bolts, turn your ratchet, get comfortable with that. All right, next up, learn from YouTube. So obviously check out my channel for lots of various repairs and watch how I fix the cars. So YouTube is good if you're already mechanically inclined and you could, you know, you're not afraid of tackling stuff yourself. And, you know, if you could watch a YouTube video and grasp the concept and go ahead and do it on your car like the same day, that's a sign that you're really good, pretty mechanically inclined. And you could find most common repairs on your particular vehicle. So yeah, learn as much as you can from YouTube, because that's probably going to be the best free option out there. There's a few problems with YouTube is there's a lot of information, so it's a bit scattered, and you know, there's no organization. And even if you try to learn on YouTube, you know, people still have a lot of questions. Like my videos are some videos where I go really in depth and go step by step to make sure, you know, no one misses a step and feels comfortable moving on and moving along the repair. But you know, you still get people with questions. All right, the last slide is going to be the fastest way to learn. So an online course for sure. And I'll leave a link in the video description for my online course if you guys are interested. So this is going to be for complete beginners. You're going to learn all the basics and fundamentals, and you're probably going to cover the cost of the course, which is $497 with your first few repairs. So I structured the course thinking of the beginner. I teach the basics and the fundamentals. You know, I start with the mindset before doing any repair. You know, fasteners, what are they? And then all the kinds of fasteners, the fastener heads, all the tools that you need. So I take you along this journey, you know, slowly. So I take you along this journey, and then slowly we work our way up to, you know, from easy repairs all the way up to spark plugs, brakes, brake service, lights, you know, racing the vehicle and all that kind of stuff for beginners. So if you are a beginner and you are interested in this, like I said, the link is going to be in the video description if you are interested. All right, and that's going to be it for this presentation on why car repair is going to be a great asset in your life. So if you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.